Welcome back again to Inspecciones.tv. Tell us about your conference. What was the content again?
Okay. Well, the conference was really about giving tools to the real estate industry here in Guatemala City to help them respond to the changing demands that people have for where they live and wanting to live near where they work. So we talked about the changing demographics of home purchasers, apartment purchasers, renters, people who don't want to spend 2 hours a day or 4 hours a day commuting back and forth to their work so they can be, or their home so that they can be safe at home. So in many ways this was about catalyzing change in the Guatemalan market.
Can you see similarities like in this city, Guatemala, what's happening now, like it was in the U.S. like a long time ago? Do you see similarities, how it's growing?
Well, yes. I mean, in the United States, we went through a period in the 50s and 60s and 70s where we hollowed out our cities, and everybody that had a car drove out and built a house on a 10,000 square foot lot and lived in the suburbs. And now people are moving back in. And the result is that our communities are changing fundamentally. Now, one of the things that we're also doing, though, is the development community is learning how to respond to that demand by catalyzing and creating great places. And so places with parks and services and walkability and the sorts of things that attract people back into the center city. And so in many ways, Guatemala may be a few years behind that trend, but in the brief time that I've been here, I've definitely seen some of the frustration that people have with the long commutes, and really in walking the city, especially around that that presidential palace. Wow, there's some tremendous opportunities there for catalyzing change and creating a more vibrant center to the city. That's in Zone 1, I believe. And the fact that the city has closed off the street is, I think, a first step toward other steps that the development community and the property owners there could be taking to create a lot of excitement in that location.
Nice. So tell us like positive. Let me see. What's the question? Something positive that you can tell us our viewers, like in the real estate development area. Something positive that you or your experience, like can tell us.
Well, I think that probably the most positive thing is that the infrastructure in the city seems capable of responding to people moving back in. I think the city government, my impression is the city government is starting to respond with some specific planning for creating higher density and more livable neighborhoods. I think the challenge that, frankly, Guatemala City has is in creating a feeling of safety. And when I say a feeling of safety, part of the difficulty that I think exists is the perception as much as the reality, having to do with where crime occurs and whether or not that crime is something that can be reduced or eliminated. Now, I think one of the major experiences that American cities have had is as you move people into the city to live, you basically drive the criminals away. And so in some ways, the fact that people will want to live here and will live here is going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy having to do with safety.